Breaking the Wall of Fertility Transition. Sumeet Lal, the University of the South Pacific, Fiji.
Looking at the prevailing rates of high fertility rates in the Pacific, the family planning was introduced in the late 1960s to improve women's health and also to reduce population growth. From 1980s onwards, there was a substantial decline in fertility in almost every part of the Pacific Island countries, and this decline was also complemented by increased use of contraception, growth of per capita income, women's empowerment that came in the form of education and employment. Now, if I ask each and everybody sitting here on how many children we are willing to have in the future, the obvious answer that I would get is 1 or 2. Scientists have figured out how many children need to be born each generation to replace the generation before. That number is called 1 person per person. All other things being equal, it creates a perfect demographic balance. Now, since women are the only ones that can have children, replacing every person on earth means each woman needs to have 2 children. One to replace her and the other to replace men who cannot have children. Using medium variant as an assumption, the United Nations population prospects assumes that all Pacific Island economies will converge to replacement level fertility in short to medium term. However, there is a downside to it. In the future, the population pyramid will become constricted, whereby youthful age population will be very less and elderly age population will be very large. The problem that lies on the horizon are the increasing number of retirees who, while no longer as part of the labor force, are expected to live longer lives. However, there seem to be too few beds in the future to replace these retirees in the labor force. Economic growth depends on productivity gains and number of people in the labor force. And as baby boomers are approaching retirement, this will have a substantial effect on labor demographics, as this because working age population will start to shrink. And as labor force is regarded as one of the most important determinant of potential GDP, if the potential GDP contracts, this will also impact economic growth. Now, while it seems obvious that Pacific Island economies could be facing an impending labor shortages in the future, there lie some potential factors that could ease the economic burden of this demographic shift. The first option is to improve productivity by applying new technology and process in the business that would allow each worker to contribute more economic output without them losing any quality of life. The second option is to allow more immigrants of workers to work in a host country. However, this could be a temporary solution as this because it's not sustainable in the longer term. The third option is to pay efficiency wages to the workers. Paying workers above market clearing rate would boost their productivity and efficiency, and would also disallow them to engage in frictional unemployment or to move to some other countries in search for better jobs. Now, it is seen in the Pacific that most of the women spend most of the time raising next generation of workers. However, there lies a way in which Pacific Island economies could coax these females into the labor force to support the aging society and without affecting the way that these women raise or care for their children. This could be done through company support to provide an on-site child care support rather than individual workers doing it for themselves. If that happens, then this would allow stay-at-home parents to get back into the labor force and improve the productivity of the company or business. Thank you.